Hello everyone, my name is Focus and welcome to the second episode of this series, which is now I guess called How to 1d9 with Draven or AD carry in general at any elo. This episode is going to feature Masters after playing it in Platinum for the first episode. In this video I'm playing a soloQ game actually on my main account. Simply I happen to be playing in a game where everyone involved, except me and my support with a top laner main, but one of my friends, everyone is Diamond 4 basically. This just happened after the reset of elo, so some of them might have been even slightly higher elo in Diamond. Yeah, so that's about it for the elo. This game is going to have a lot of plays, like a lot of cool moments, so I'm really glad to show it to you guys. I'm also going to try to explain to you guys everything that goes through my mind once again when I play, specifically when I play Draven, and how to go about it. So here simply we are setting up for a leash, and the enemies are going to go for a really weird invade, a really weird sort of cheese. So I'm popping my axe at 125 to get double axes on the buff for the lane. And yeah, I guess they try to fight us and it doesn't go well. So now I'm just helping my jungler, leaving the buff around 500 HP. And then heading out for the lane, getting my second axe spinning in the tribush. And I start to gain lane priority. Nothing much, but the enemy takes greedy path to the lane, so it allows me to get some free auto attacks, because my zone of effect is better than theirs, because I have lane advantage over them when they are walking this way. Also, something to note, although they have sustain, their lane is really much weaker than ours, especially early on in the game. Right now I gain level 2, so I instantly use my W as a reset when my axe is spinning in the air to get a double W proc and hit Silver. Right now I drop an axe, but I instantly pick up another one and get some more poke down. I'm being really aggressive and cocky because we have information on the jungler top lane. You will not see me go this deep without this information. Also, you're going to see this game is going to have a lot of disconnections from everyone in the game except us. So it's going to be a real 2v8 performance against Diamond players. It's going to be a really exciting game. So my mid laner ends up dying and then leaves the game, sort of, or disconnects beforehand, it's hard to say. So right now I'm talking to my support and I'm saying I got bad feeling about this. I think we might have to extra 2v8 this game. And that's what the plan is going to be. So right here I had the plan. Either I catch my axe or I take soloQ and I get really poked down. So I decide to not take my axe, get an auto and leave. Okay, right here my support's all in. I instantly follow up with E-Flash auto on Sivir. She spell shields the first part of my damage, which is my E, but my auto goes through, which ends up doing enough damage for Gregas Ignite to kill her. I'm going to fast forward my recall. Nothing much to see there. So right now I get a freeze, or sort of a freeze I guess, by dragging part of the minion wave towards this spot to avoid them from taking extra terror damage initially. Although it was not really correctly executed. As you can see I do have sustain, and Sivir does not really have much except of Sona and Doran's Plate. So I feel really confident in taking some really greedy trades that are going to end up paying off easily. I'm going to keep the map in our vision so that you guys can get a better idea of what's going through my mind. So right now I'm sitting at a comfortable CS lead of double severe CS this early in the game, which is really good for us. But I still have to do more than that because my teammates are disconnected. As you can see, Rengar has been AFK for a long period of time, and it's not going to go better anyway soon, anytime soon. I can get some easy damage on Sona, instantly putting her midlife. Missed this CS, not good. But we're still doing a pretty decent job at last teasing. We are almost at 10 a minute. Although we have been trading a lot, like really a lot. Okay, this trade is decent for them, but I do have Kleptomancy, which ends up giving me another sack of gold. Oh, sorry, it didn't give me once this time, but it happened plenty of times when I took similar trades. It's actually worth it to trade them with Draven, even early on in the game, because you get that bonus gold from Klepto. And as you can see, my sustain is really good. With only the Vamp Scepter, it allows me to control this lane very easily. So right now I'm pressing my support to make some plays, because I feel like with Rengar AFK and with Zilean being AFK as well early on, we are going to need to make a lot of things happen. My number one purpose here is to draw the jungler towards bot lane, because I'm confident in our ability to 3v2. Trying to mess a little with their recall. Okay, so here we can see Riven and Kayn are going to try to 4v2 dive us. Really good ulti from my support. And I get them, just like this. So they end up dying on a 4v2 gank bot lane. Gank slash roam, which is absolutely terrible for them. Right now I'm going to recall. But I do get the information that Kayn is going to try to dive me. So I do not play well mechanically for this particular play. My flash was not optimal. In the greatest of words, I can flash the initial burst of damage from his Q and then bait him to ult me for maybe not having sufficient damage to kill me. But I still would have most likely died because Sona used flash. So it ends up costing him to flash, but they can kill me. So it's not worth it for me, but it will most likely be my... not my only mistake of the game, of course, but yeah, sort of the only bad thing I'm going to do, as well as another play a bit later that I'm going to talk about. Otherwise, we did end up doing a pretty good job. I'm not going to spoil you guys, but it's going pretty good from that moment on. We will spice things up a bit mechanically. So right now, if you're looking at the Mir build, I'm going towards an IE rush right after my Vamp Scepter. So my damage output is absolutely ridiculous compared to Sivir. Also end up getting some free plates because my support is pressuring towards mid lane, so Kayn is checking around, so it allows me to get enough pressure to kill them. Okay, so yep, I'm going to reflect on that just so you guys can get a better understanding of what's going through my mind. So I know that Sivir is coming, I know that she has Spell Shield, but I also know that she's going to judge the use of Spell Shield based on my own behavior. So what I'm going to do is that as I'm walking backward and catching my axe, so not facing her, like a Cassiopeia walking backward and using ulti, I'm going to send my E in that direction. And turning instantly on her. And as you can see, she ends up spell shielding too late. which allows me to get free ulti off and then reposition myself to get her. And this kill is actually really huge because she just got to lane. She was walking to lane as this play started. So her game is really down and mentally she's pretty close to breaking down. Although the fact that we still have an AFK and someone who is really top performing well, she's still not really feeling good about this because I'm getting so fed. And as you can see, even though Rengar is gone, even though mid lane is losing, even though top lane is doing good right now but will lose later on, we are ahead in gold. Because of Draven, because of Klepto, and because of all the kills we have. And I know it. I'm confident right now. I'm telling to my support, this game is won. We got this. You have to be positive in all situations if you want to climb, especially if you are playing around Diamond 4 Elo. Here, I go for a fake recall, which means that I'm recalling in that stance. And what I want is I want Sona. I'm going to slow it down a bit. I'm going in this spot to recall. It's really obvious I'm recalling here. Like if she's, and she has to go here to even get an idea if I'm here. So it's really free for us to bait her, and my support does that really well by going into the bush, Eing on her, setting up for me. Nothing too special about that mechanically, but the idea was really good. So it allows me to greed for a bit more money, so that I can have the recall I want, item-wise. Get some more poke down. Yeah, actually that's my second mistake of this game. We went a bit too deep without having jungler information. And I should respect the fact that we have Rengar AFK as well, which I'm not doing. So we end up giving a kill away, trade killing one, so that's 1 for 1, but I'm not getting the kill first. And second of all, I'm giving the shutdown away, so which is really not what you want to do in this scenario. But it's fine. Mistakes happen. And we are still performing quite decently in the game. We are still ahead in gold. So nothing going on that's too bad at this stage of the game. Fast forward a bit. Okay, so Kayn is currently doing our Raptors without having any backup and being really deep. So not wanting to take a chance and having he use E over the wall, I just instantly auto into R and make sure that yeah, he's done for good. So that was a kill I really wanted. Not much to say there. Well played, Toby. And the enemy is really messed up by going so deep as well, without vision of us. Did they have vision? Probably not. Because she died with ulti. So I guess not, they could have ulted her away. Actually, let's go like that for a bit more of time. Okay, so right now I can take some really greedy trades because I have so much sustain. But I do not have QSS yet, which is going to be my next purchase. Because QSS is going to allow me to not only 3v2, but maybe 4v2 if I play correctly. And by correctly, I mean close to perfection mechanically, otherwise it's going to fail. But with QSS, BT and Infinity Edge, you are pretty much a god. So we are still fishing for some more kills, going really deep ourselves, but we are confident. But I also bear in mind that I do not possess QSS, so I still need to be careful. Oopsie. Okay, so that just happened. Let me slow it down for you guys if I can find what the proper command is. Okay, I'm searching. Okay, that's something. That's a start. Tum, tum, tum. Where are we? Okay, so I struggled a bit with the spectator command, sorry. So let's bring it back for you guys. A little. Okay, so there, I want to force something mechanically. Well, the enemies are spam picking each other's. That's interesting. So right now I'm wondering, okay, should I go back and buy QSs? Or do I try to make sure I get the 1v9 tools I need for this game? Which is a huge pack after possibly another kill of tower. And I'm going to opt for the second option after asking my support what his opinion is as well. And he knows me, so he knows we can possibly do this. So that's what I'm going to go for. So the goal right now is to force. So he does really good ulti, which brings Sivir close to me. I instantly link with my E. She's dead. I catch my X before getting Sona ulted. I get one auto off and I'm going to R, flash away. But I think she ends up dying to Ignite. Just to make sure I don't die from tower, you know. I will gladly slow it down for you guys another time, but since we are so ahead, even the little mechanics details do not matter really much there. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. I'm using W when I can to get some movement speed going. It's pretty obvious, but still. Okay, so if you compare the items, if I can do that, yep. I'm ridiculously ahead now, and I've got QSS, which is going to come in real handy against Raven, against Sona, against everything. So as you noticed, the Rengar is back, but he's really behind and pretty useless, and is going to end up mostly finning the enemies. But he's still coming back. Every single one of our our mates are going to end up disconnecting at some point. So it's going to be really questionable performance on their behalf. Okay, so right now we are really comfortable in pushing our advantage to the limit. So right here, I'm going to slow it down for you guys. My intention is clear. I'm starting to get a feel of how these Diamond 4 players are playing, and I'm feeling a sense of insecurity in them. So I'm going to abuse this by putting them in a fake situation of comfort, which is getting Dove, so having the tower advantage with you, and still having ulti with you, which means, okay, that's the spectator bug, because she has ulti still, you're going to see it. So I know that she feels confident that she has ulti, and she is going to feel confident around the tower to turn some damage back on me. Also, if she doesn't do anything, she's most likely dead because of my E slow. But I'm 100% sure she's going to turn on me with ulti. So I'm in my mind, I'm ready for that, and I'm prepared to instantly QSS to the best of my ability as soon as that happens. That's a really sad flash, my friend. Okay, so right now, another time, with real speed this time. So you can see how it's happening live. Tobi phased the engage, but it's fine. Boink boink. Instant QSS. Goodbye. Let's fast forward a little bit. Tobi gets a good engage off. Still having this flash. Here I'm super confident in my ability to abuse them and push them to the limit. So I'm playing really greedily, going super fast forward, and especially as I know that we have Zilean ulti, so I'm going extra deep. Okay, so right now I'm just greeding around, like I'm just too confident in my own ability to kill everyone for even considering going back to base. And she ends up leaving with 20 HP. Okay, so Kayn ults me, I decided to bring him back with me. I QSS, I was trying to QSS his slow, but then I didn't get really slowed. I was just trying to see if I could negate some damage, because I was not really trusting this Zilean, even though he had ulti up. As you can see, he didn't use it. And he's not performing well at all in this game. I still had my heal though, the entire time. But I decided to leave on the edge, as we did in their base, and see where I could push it. Let's fast forward a bit again. Here Zilean ults, Zilean gets double bomb, really good job. You don't want to instantly use your E on a CC'd enemy, you want to use your E as a CC linker, which means to follow up the CC that's being used if you have the opportunity to do that, which means if you are not being pressed by some bruiser or just zoned, or you need to use it defensively. If you can use your E offensively, use it to link the CC, just like you would with any other CC. It's going to be really good, because the bump actually negates any interaction in the game. So that's really sad, because I want to R flash this game, so kill him with the return of my R, but as I'm moving this way to get a chance to kill him with the R comeback, Sona ults me. And I'm unsure of whether or not my QSS is up, but anyway I don't use it. So I end up missing the kill, but Kayn still burns flash. And he's pretty much the only one with the tools to kill me. I mean, Riven could, theoretically, but she's not really doing what's worth for it, except in this particular moment, which ends up being my mistake of this stage of the game, which is taking some stupid trades. You're going to see it. It's not going to be really good looking. I QSS a bit late, and boom, there you go, I'm dead. Tobi plays it really well though. Does really good fade away ulti. Well played by him. They end up using Herald. They are getting some catch back into this game. So we need, from now on, I'm going to play it really safe. Or not really safe, but I'm going to play really carefully mechanically and try to be as clean as possible. Because if I int another time, that's a comeback for them and possibly a win. I use R just to clear the entire wave. I'm watching what's happening top lane. Yep, that's really beautiful to watch. Very approximate, mechanically speaking. That was fairly well played by Vayne, actually. But she's gone. Okay, so they're oncoming. I'm telling Tobi to bait Riven towards me. She CCs me before I can catch my access, but I can kill her with auto. And now I'm really confident in my ability at 22 minutes to almost solo Baron. Because that's what Draven can do when he's really ahead. So that's what I'm going for. When you solo Baron with Draven, two things. One, if there is a huge tank with you, you can stand in this spot here and not have to move to catch your axes, which can be really relaxing mechanically and maximize your damage output because it makes it easier to have 3 axes spinning. But in this case, it's Tobi, my good old friend, who is only a support Gragas and not infinitely tanky. So I'm moving in the pit to get some damage out of Baron so that he can tank it with me. I take Gromp to buy all of this, and we are good. We're Gucci. By the way, I didn't go very deep into the to but I think you get an idea what I'm building. Kayn tries to kill me, which is not the best of plans. And here I miss my ulti, because he decides to get into the wall, because that's what Kayn can do. And is dead. And now the third of my teammates, the only one that didn't disconnect yet, finally disconnects. So now we have to win it 4v5. Tobi ults Orianna, but she ends up flashing it, which is sort of worth, I guess, because then she cannot flash army. So I'm feeling confident in my ability to go really deep right now, because of my, not my QSS, but because of my damage. I'm still careful because, as you heard me stuttering before, I don't have QSS. So I still need to be a bit careful. Okay, now Riven is dead. It's my time to shine. It's Riven show. So there I used actually Kayn's teammates to lifesteal from him, from his ulti. I used the fact that his teammates are really squishy and give me a lot of lifesteal to not die from Kayn ulti, and get an instant auto on him as he goes out of ulti with my Q click attack move, so that he cannot use anything to kill me in that moment. If I died there, could have been terrible for us. And then it's just mechanical superiority. Not much to say. You can rewatch that the last time because that's the only last only entertaining thing that's going to happen in this game. So auto attack, E, auto, crit, auto, take aggro, flash out, she's dead. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this game. As you can see, it was a pretty one-sided performance from us. The enemies didn't play very well, and as you can see, I'm still in the lobby of that very particular game. So yeah, almost everyone in that game was Diamond 4, as you can see in soloQ. So she's flex Diamond, but Diamond 4 solo. Orianna, your turn, Diamond 4 solo. And Riven flex. Oh, actually, she's the only one not Diamond 4 in their team, and she ended up performing quite close to being the best. So yeah, a lot of damage being done. We can check the damage graph as well. Yep, so that's how you sort of 1v9 with Draven. So I'm being a bit toxic in chat, but don't pay attention to that, because they were actually really toxic to each other, so I was getting a bit tilted with my teammate. Alright guys, so that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question, feel free to ask me in the comment section, or if you know me personally, message me anywhere. I will most likely reply to it with great pleasure. I also would like to tell you guys that I do coaching. So if you want to get some coaching with me about Draven, about AD carry in general, about how to play at any hero to get consistent leads and consistent wins, message me and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Alright guys, so that's wraps it up for this game. Thank you all, and have a very